Hey, what's up, guys and gals? My name is Ricknineg. Why can't I hear myself in my ears? Is everything connected correctly? Hello? Can people hear me? Yeah, you can, apparently. Hello, testing. Yeah, I guess you can hear me. I can't really hear myself. That's okay, I guess. Well, hopefully everyone's doing well on this lovely, lovely Sunday. I'm still drinking my mystery liquid there. Hopefully everyone is doing well and having a great day. I'm having a great day. I had a nice drive today. I enjoyed myself up to the time that I'm here. Hello, Scott. Oh, Mr. Rick. I like that. Sounds so professional. I sound like I actually know what I'm talking about. That is always a good thing on a live stream for sure. So in case you guys are ready to watch some I Love Lucy with me, go ahead and pop in your DVD, or some people have Hulu and can watch it on Hulu or whatever streaming method you can. And so if you do that, go ahead and take a look. We're going to be looking at Lucy and Bob Hope, as well as Little Ricky Learns to Play the Drums. You know that one, right? Duh, 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 duh. There we go. And so, hey, thanks for joining the live stream. Hopefully everyone is doing well, as I said. I had a great week. Pretty much, you know, ups and downs like always, but I'm alive, I'm here, I'm doing well, all that good stuff. Also, a few things to note. Having a brain fart. Oh, yes. If you haven't taken a look at my newest episode on the bread, I think that would be an awesome thing for you to watch, especially if you're a big Lucy fan, because, I mean, it is such a great thing to look at. Hey, guys, what's up? Arthur and Alec and Alondris, my faithful... my faithful viewers. Yes, thanks for the memories. So I provide you guys with memories. That's kind of cool. Cassandra's here as well. Awesome, people are trickling in. That's always nice to see. It's always nice to see everyone doing well. People can hear me. I am audible. That is so great. More mystery liquid. Oh, and shh, don't tell anyone. Yeah, I like to point out facts like that because, I don't know, it makes me like the show more, if that makes sense. Like, they took that whole time. How long did that bread show up in the scene? The bread showed up for literally maybe 5 to 10 seconds max, okay? In the final cut. How expensive that still? You're paying for an 8-foot loaf of bread just for an episode. They could have easily have done it with, like, you know, cardboard box. You know what I mean? Like, movie magic. You can fake it. This is black and white TV. Resolution wouldn't have been great. But no, they actually had a bread. And someone asked me if that bread was the same one at the end that they're biting into. It is. That's real bread. And so that is really cool. So awesome. Awesome. Yes, the Bob Hope episode. And thank you guys. I have to say, I haven't made a thank you video yet. I think my dog sneezed. I haven't made a thank you video yet, but I want to say thank you so much to all of you who've sent emails. Like, literally the people have messaged me, showing me the emails, and have told me they've sent emails. They number more than 100 easily. Hey, Richard. They easily, and some people didn't even, like, let me know. So I can even imagine how much they've got pelted. And I don't know, everything is still the same right now, but we're keeping forward. We're just being cautious, and we're, at least I'm enjoying myself still. So I want to show my deal. I have a cookie. Okay. So let's start. I'm so rude. I'm talking and eating at the same time. I'm going to start the Bob Hope episode. Go ahead and start it. Of course, it starts out with Fred and little Richard Keith. What a little cutie he was. And Fred seemed to get along with the kids. I believe there is a commentary out there on DVD with Dora Singleton and then the little kid who played little Stevie. And he said he remembered Bill Frawley, and he said that he was really nice. Like, he was nice to the kids. You know, he did have a reputation for kind of being like Fred Mertz in real life, a grouch. But apparently he said he was nice, like the kids, and I'm not surprised. He seemed to love children. Oh, and there's Desi. He looks significantly older in this episode. I don't know why. Or, like, if I look at season 1, I know, what, 6 years, 5 years passed? But it just seems like they age so much more. And so, entertainment buff. Yes, it's great to have an expert on this channel for once. I like myself. I know Arthur. And this is my snack cookie. This isn't even my lunch cookie. I have another. Yeah, I'm addicted to these. I'm not really addicted to many things. This is my biggest thing. Well, so anyway, I should stop eating because it's rude, Rick. What are you trying to do? No one wants to see you eating cookies. Okay. Let's get to the episode. Season 6, Episode 1. Lucy meets Bob Hope. Of course, because it's Lucy's show, right? I think there's some nice photos in here, actually, that we'll take a look at. Oh, there's one. I love that part where Bob Hope got hit in the head with the ball, with the baseball. It's so great. It's so awesome. I think that's probably the best part of the whole episode. Like, nobody loves the ump is pretty cool. And there's other things that are pretty interesting. But I think these are big actors, and I think a lot of you know this, but in case you don't, like Bob Hope, Orson Welles. I mean, Orson Welles went back to like the 20s and his Men from Mars broadcast. I mean, these are big names, and for them to be able to do these silly things. Now, if you notice, Orson Welles doesn't have anything thrown on him. He doesn't have any pie thrown in his face like Bill Holden. These celebrities were different. They were very different. Some were divas, quote unquote. Some were very, you know, stuck up, but they were on the show. Bob Hope was a great friend of Lucy, and he's like, I'd be honored to get hit in the head on the show. I think it would be awesome with a golf ball, with a baseball. And so this episode aired October 1st, 1956, episode 154, filmed on a Tuesday. So they seem to have changed their schedule. I don't know why they started to do Tuesday for this one. You know, my suspicion is the first episode of the next season, so this one, for example, they usually film it right after the last episode of the 5th. Or they do 1 or 2, and then they go on vacation. So, let me actually go back. April 5th. Yeah, so see that? So, Return Home from Europe, the cheese episode, that was filmed on April 5th. Okay? The next one, 1 month later, literally a month later, Lucy and Bob Hope. So those are filmed together. And then we go to this one. And then June 28th. Wait, and then June 14th. Yeah, see, so the June 14th one was right after Bob Hope. That was within 2 weeks. Wow. And see, so they're kind of sometimes all out of order. Then Little Ricky gets stage fright. Then Little Ricky learns to play the drums. They're very different in the order. They're not the order that they came out. So I think that's really interesting. You like it when Lucy was swallowing the chewing tobacco? Yeah, that was pretty good. I like that. You guys like that episode? I would say smoking does contribute a lot to your facial look and your voice, as you can see with Lucy, and maybe even your temperament. A lot of things. I mean, obviously we know the bad things of smoking, but you know how some people make fun of that? They're like, oh, you know, the people, they were so dumb in the 50s, they smoked. Well, look at the things we do now. Cell phones, radiation. Think about what happens or what will happen in the future. Hopefully not. It won't be too harmful, but like the science is there about that stuff, and people just kind of don't care. Well, it was cigarettes. At some point, no one thought it was bad. People thought smoking was good, and then later they were like, well, it's not great, but everyone does it. And then later it's like, well, you shouldn't do it, but we don't care. And now it's like, yeah, don't smoke. So there's an evolution. Probably same thing with the technology we have now. Where did the song Nobody Loves comes from? Yeah, so I didn't even finish. Let's see. So going back to what I said here, the rating share 48.7. It's not excellent, but it was the highest of the entire season. Bob Hope plays himself. Richard Keith played Little Ricky, of course. Paul was in a few episodes. He played the manager at Club Babalu. We have a lot of, so I don't want to name them all, Bennett Green and Maxine Semen. And Nobody Loves the Ump. That's by Elliot Daniel. He did the original I Love Lucy theme song. And Larry Ornstein. And thanks for the memories. Your Club Babalu. That's Bob Hope, of course, singing. That was by Leo Robin and Ralph Ranger. So in case you guys want to know those little tidbits, definitely there. So in case you guys didn't know, 10 years prior to filming, Desi Arnaz was in an orchestra, obviously, before he was on the show. And he was on Bob Hope's NBC radio show, so that is awesome. Jack Baker choreographed the baseball number, and Nobody Loves the Ump. And I told you who wrote that. It was Richard Keith's debuts, Little Ricky, of course. It says here, due to Hope's busy performing schedule, he cannot memorize his lines and had to rely on cue cards held by program prop man Jerry Miggins, who's also had the dubious job of throwing the baseball that hit Bob Hope in the noggin. Isn't that great? See, I love all that stuff. And I'll probably make a video on that in the future. So yeah, here Bob Hope just came out and he's clapping. I'm going to pay attention because I didn't know about the cue card, so I might make an episode on that. See, not everyone joins these live streams and they're missing out on so much because I may give hints on videos I may put out in the future. So just keep an eye out on that, guys and gals. So Cynthia, that answered your question. Orson Welles was the first shadow on the radio. What does that mean? I don't know what that is. The first shadow? Is that like a character? In case you haven't gone on Ricknineg.com, we do have our Rick9G mugs. Someone asked me, how much liquid does it hold? I'm sorry, I'm so ignorant. Is it 8 ounces? Like, is that the this is a standard mug. Like, see my standard mug for coffee. And so I put water in here, but I like it because it's be hopeful. Lets me know that I have to remember to be hopeful too. Bob Hope was one of the greatest. I went to a parade they gave him here in Toluca Lake for his 95th birthday. Oh, you saw him? Oh, no, sorry. You went to a parade they gave him. Ah, gotcha. Of course I'm back, Linda. I have been here. Have I live streamed the last couple weeks? Kind of here and there. Yeah, but it's nice to be back and to see people who maybe haven't been on, every single week and seen back on. So yes, I did hear about Jerry Lewis. Very, very sad. One of the preeminent people in comedy, like the Nutty Professor, and Jerry Lewis was amazing in his mannerisms. Like, think about Jim Carrey. Think about all these modern day, like Rob Schneider, all these people who at least I look up to of my generation, quote unquote. Adam Sandler. Adam's like, whoa. That's Jerry Lewis. Right? And so, absolutely. Well, thank you. It was like a military style haircut. I didn't want it this short, but it came out that way. And since my hair, you kind of see is dark, but in certain lights, it lightens up. And I'm getting gray hairs. It's kind of funny. And so it all kind of blends in, and I'm like, I'm getting old. Oh, yeah, it was my birthday last weekend, so I didn't live stream. I went to Medieval Nights with my family, Medieval Times. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's like a live show. You're in a little stadium, and there are horses, and they're all around the U.S. Horses and knights, and they fight. It's all staged, but it's pretty good. I enjoyed it. Oh, okay. Thank you, Arthur. There was a radio show before TV called The Shadow. He was the first. Gotcha. See, I learn from you guys all the time, and I love it because I need to learn things. Oh, thank you, guys. Oh, my goodness. Look at all these happy belated birthdays and birthday. Thank you. I don't want to be reminded that I'm old, but I am. Yes. Oh, yes. So now Lucy is pushing the hot dog little contraption with the steam going into Bob Hope's face, which is funny. He's like, you're taking the curl out of my nose. That is awesome. So remember that he couldn't memorize his lines, so when he goes into the dugout with Lucy after he gets hit in the head, he is looking off camera, and I'm like, I'd always noticed that, but I didn't understand. I didn't look at the history back then, so that is funny. A medium fade haircut, yeah, absolutely. Oh, you met Jerry Lewis? Oh, awesome. He loved your name. Asked what hotel room I was in. Oh my gosh. I'm not surprised. I did. Medieval Times, not Medical Times. That would be a different kind of show, watching live operations. 21? Yes, I am 21. Red Hots, get your Red Hots. Yep, exactly. Oh, she's asking Bob Hope for change. And he's like, yeah, sure. And he's switching out the hot dogs for the person next to him and going back and forth. And he's like, well, Lucy mustard his finger. Just like those things, I think are amazing. Like, they make me giggle like a little kid, and I think it's awesome. He's, you know, yep, mustarding his whole hand, and Bob Hope's like oblivious to it. He doesn't feel it, and then he notices it. See, that I think is just comedy gold. They don't have to say anything, but it's just so funny. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's funny. Arthur, did you ever see that SNL Desi Jr. was a host and Desi was a musical guest? No way! That would be awesome. So I'm guessing in the... Well, it could have been in the 70s, right? Probably in the late 70s, early 80s, right? I was probably before I was even born, so... Saturday Night Live. I guess reruns, unless it was a rerun. I've never seen it. Yeah, Scott, I would say, oh, there we go. There he got hit in the head, and you see him with his eyes open, falling off to the side, and Lucy trying to be like, red hots, and leaving. And you can see some people behind smiling, but then other people are very serious. Like, I think it was funny to some of these people. And then you see Vivian in the back like, oh my goodness, what just happened? So, yeah, I don't know. Such a great, great game. Oh, game. That scene, I meant to say. Game, because it's a baseball game. Oh, and there's Bob Hope. He has a little, what is it? That little ice packet on his head. Bob Hope's like, they can't hurt me. I used to be in vaudeville. I'm going to have to look that up, guys and gals. That is awesome. That is really cool. They did that on the Three Stooges too. Whoa, 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 Mr. Like Cats, what do you mean on that? They did that on the Three Stooges too. What did they do on the Three Stooges? Please explain. I would like to know. Mary, you're not ancient. I'm ancient. No, no. Yeah, before I was born. If it's late 70s and mid 80s, nope. No, Rick did not exist. Ricknineg was not existing. No, it's not that I don't like baseball. I'm not a sports fan other than the World Cup, because my family comes from Latin American countries, or part of me does. Then we do watch the World Cup, and that's kind of a thing. But other than that, I don't watch sports. So I like car racing, which it's a different type of sport. It is a sport, but it's a different. And if people don't think it's a sport, it is a sport. You pull a lot of G's, and it is physically exhausting. I mean, it's not like soccer, but it's a type of sport. Oh, 61, you're useful. Like my mom, she's 60. Yeah, Richard, I see it every day. Now. Not that I didn't before. I have more... Since I'm an adult, whether I'm not like in college and I'm not in high school, or I have these responsibilities or 6 hours of homework like they gave to us, I can do that, or I can watch it at night, or I can, before I go to sleep. I watched the Orson Welles episode yesterday, fell asleep to it. So yeah, I do regularly watch I Love Lucy, for sure. And then I see the episodes, and that triggers something in my brain, and I research, investigate, read, write, arithmetic, all that stuff. And then that gives me an idea for episodes, for videos, the videos that I make. So yeah, and of course, as I say, I always try to make them as accurate as possible, and so forth. So yeah. But Reynaldo, you made it. So a lot of you are August birthdays. That is awesome. Cynthia, how did they design these kind of sets of baseball stadium? Well, they take photos of the original locations that they want to copy, like a dugout, and then they have set designers and makers just make it, and they can put these up pretty fast in a couple of days, like a week, 2 weeks. That's why it usually takes a month. So they write the script, everything's going on at the same time. They make the sets, they write the scenes and all that, and so. Oh, Reynaldo, you didn't go biking today? You didn't go bicycling today? Yeah, so happy birthday to all of you. Some of you guys have birthdays. Scott, happy birthday as well. That's one thing I want to do. Do like birthday shout outs in videos. I think that would be good. I used to do subscriber shout outs when I used to get like 2 or 3 subscribers a day. Now I get anywhere from 10 to like 40 and up. Like, it just depends. And so imagine 40 people I'm shouting out in every video. It just doesn't work. And so even 10 is a lot, you know, name 10 people. But 1 or 2, 3 at the max, I'd say is pretty good. And so that might work. But we have to think, I don't know, I don't want to put too much on my plate. I'm working on these mugs. I'm working on other merchandise. These are limited supply, by the way. You can get them on ricknineg.com. Limited supply. And I say that because, you know, if when I run out, not if I run out, when I run out, people might ask, oh, do you still have any more mugs? Well, we're out. You know, you had your chance. You have to wait a little bit before you get the next shipment in and so forth. And yeah, so I want to let you guys know we do have some limited supply and happy to send them too. Okay, I'm just trying to get back. Rick, that's me. You're going to see the eclipse tomorrow. Hopefully. I shouldn't stare straight at it, right? Maybe got to make one of those boxes and wear it on my head and look very like look very I don't know. I wasn't gonna say childish, but you know, someone with a box on their head looks kind of weird. But it's like, no, I'm smart. I can look at the sun. And yes, don't look at the sun without some type of protection. Scott, good question. I am gonna make t-shirts probably in the future. I wouldn't hold my breath though. Like, it won't be in the next couple of weeks or anything. I want to do a good design, and I need to think about it because I have to think about what to put and copyright and all that. So, you know, without getting into that, yeah, eventually. But I have a few other products in mind that probably will come out for sure. So yes, I'm doing well. I'm doing well, Kara. Thank you for asking on this lovely Sunday. You gotcha. Lovely, lovely Sunday. Oh, Andrew, you got the I Love Lucy the movie? Did you by any chance get it right after I made my video? What do you think? I would love, see, that's cool to me. You know, for me to be able to expose people to things, and I knew about the movie through research that I did. I didn't know about this till like a month or 2 ago, the I Love Lucy the movie, right here. And I would say stay tuned, guys and gals. Stay tuned because I'm going to do a giveaway of this one, the one I'm holding right here. Who wants it? Who wants it? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Yeah, I'm going to do a video giveaway and tell you how to do it. Whenever I do giveaways, in case you're not familiar, there's nothing that you have to give me. There's nothing monetarily. You don't have to pay for shipping. You don't need to like send me money secretly. It's not like that. That's what a giveaway is. And so I don't want people to get the wrong idea, but I'll go into the movie and so forth. I do have a review on it, but I want to send one of you guys one of it free. The unfortunate thing is only one person will get it, but hey, that's better than nothing, I guess, right? Rob, so without getting too much into it, basically we're still as we stand. Thank you again. I said this before, but I'll say it again. Thank you so much for all your emails and your love and support. I think it's good to let people know that we know something is wrong. Whether or not they respond, that's another thing. But I think the channel is good for now. We're still at risk. However, I'm going to just be very cautious in what I post and go from there. I'm not going to live in fear or anything like that because there's no reason to. But I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. I guess I was a little bit more shocked on the day I found out I made the video. Oh, awesome, Andy. Very awesome. You got it after you saw it on the video. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. And those little scenes, aren't those little scenes awesome? Like, they're worth the price of the DVD in itself, right? And so, very, very cool. Yes, everyone's raising their hands. Alright, well, we'll definitely make one, and I do want to make sure that if you haven't received, like, a card, because remember I did my card giveaways, they do get an opportunity to see, or to get that, because I want everyone to at least, you know, participate and so forth. Oh, you've had the movie since 2010. Well, I'm so old, like, I'm so behind, Mr. Like Cats. I should have been more updated, but I'm glad I finally found out about it. No fear. I'm with you, Rob. Fear is one of the worst things in our life. Like, it's a good thing to have as a human being. Like, it's a good instinct because it protects us from harm and pain and things like that. Like, I'm glad it's in our physiognomy as people. I don't think that's a word, physiognomy. Well, at least in the human condition. Let's just say that. But we gotta learn to control it, and so definitely. Let me see. Arthur Quick, someone help me. Stanley's lawyer when he got rich after the baked potato opener. What was his name? What's that referring to? Stanley's lawyer? I don't know. Oh, Golden Girls. Okay, I don't know, guys. If you guys are Golden Girls fans, go ahead and chime in. You have the replica, Cynthia, of the Franciscan set of dishes from the show. Green and white with leaves. Episode where Ricky thought he was going bald eating breakfast. Oh, very cool. You have a replica of that. That is awesome. That is really, really cool. You know, Nicholas, I don't have season 1 and season 2 of I Love Lucy on Blu-ray. I have them all on DVD. I know some people told me that quality's a little bit better. They're singing Nobody Loves the Ump. You'll see the big blooper. Remember my bloopers video, guys and gals? Season 6, Lucy gets her tile stuck, and then they all of a sudden just disappear. She gets her cleats stuck in the tile, mostly. This shows you how good these guys are, and let me go back to that. This is not a dig on Bob Hope, because Bob Hope is a genius and a legend in his own right. However, the fact of going live in front of 300 people, doing a whole show kind of straight through with a minute cuts in between each scene, he could not remember his lines. Bob Hope could not. Lucy, Desi, and I guess they were used to it, but think about the first few episodes where they were not used to it. It was new for them. Of course, here they had, what, 6 years under their belt, right? But they didn't have cue cards. Remember that. It was very rare that they stopped to re-record. It said that one time Lucy literally flubbed her lines like 10 times in a row, and they just had to stop and just, you know, do it again, and, you know, set the cameras up again. And she screamed to her mom, "I'll get it eventually, Mom," because her mom was in every episode. So I think that was pretty cool. Hey, Zuba 57. You loved my giant baked bread story on Facts and Fiction. I always really thought it was paper mache. See, I'm glad, because some people was like, well, I always thought it was bread. That's a no-brainer. Well, no, think about this. So many things on shows, we take it for granted. We're like, well, of course it was real. No. Have you seen all these shows when they use like styrofoam as tables so they break easier and things like that? Props are props. They're fake. They're made to look real. In Hollywood, when you go to Hollywood and Universal Studios and all the movie sets, everything is fake. Brick walls are not fake. They're made out of plaster. And really, there's some like masking tape they use and they paint over it. Beautiful artists to make it look real. So I think some people take for granted how uncommon it is for that bread to be real. Like, that is amazing. Amazing detail there. So I appreciate that look at that episode, and thank you so much, guys and gals, for the support on my videos. I love this Factor Fiction series. I may even take it to other TV shows, but I think the Lucy's and the thing is, I can make them a little bit shorter so people can watch it all the way through, and then they're easier, a little bit not easier for me to make, but I can make them quicker. Let's just say that. And I can pump them out a little bit quicker. Not that it's a race, not that I'm trying to do 4 episodes a day, because that's not going to happen. And if I ever go into a little slump where I don't do certain videos, because one person once was like, where did Lucy videos and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, I had one last week. And so, you know, I try to do the best that I can, and there's a lot of work that goes into these. So, absolutely. Oh, Reynaldo, he was always using cue cards? I didn't know that. So that's an interesting fact. I had no idea. Even when he did his jokes and his stand-up and things like that. Like, I know he went to do charity events for soldiers and things like that. Did you use cue cards there? There we go. Episode over. Let's go to the next one. Ricky learns to play the drums. Of course, not the one that was filmed next, but filmed out of order. It was the one that was released next, which is weird. Doesn't make sense. Let me see. Catching up. Whenever I'm staring and I'm actually reading your comments, I have the screen here so I can see that, just in case people want to know. Nicholas, with the Blu-rays, you can watch the episodes as they originally broadcast with the commercials and the original opens. Yeah, same on the DVDs. I have all that stuff. So absolutely, it was done here before. I have all the stick figures, original openings, the extras, all that good stuff. Very, very cool. I'm sure maybe there's more on yours, for sure. Casey, you're baking bread right now, and it's not turning out like Lucy's. Well, good, probably because you didn't put 13 cakes of yeast in there, right? Which is funny because the Stooges did that way back when. Isn't it funny how copyright is a big issue? Like, not only my stuff. Like, yeah, you guys know about my thing. But, like, this, you could say, you can argue that Lucy and the whole, there's a little, you know, where Ethel was like, hey, there's a little piece of something here. You thought it was 13. It was 3. Three Stooges is the exact same thing. So could you say that they copied each other? Yes or no. But, you know, no one screamed copyright. You know, and it's interesting how our world is changing, but it is what it is. You know, Reynaldo, I have considered doing a video on minor characters. Let me say that. Minor characters, or maybe actors that are not prominent, like the big four, you know, Lucy, Ricky, Fred, and Ethel. However, how can I explain it? I want my videos to reach out the largest audience possible, and I think I'm going to hold off on doing maybe the minor-ish characters right now, like Charles Lane and so forth. They do deserve it, but the thing is, I want my channel to be able to reach all those Lucy people, and I think they will react to things like the bread. They'll react to the feud that Viv and Frawley had and so forth. So I want to put those type of things out first, and then later we'll see. So possibly. Absolutely. Oh, Linda, you really enjoyed when I went to the studio. Well, thank you. I have a couple more that I want to go visit, a couple more things, studio related and other, yeah, studio and Lucy related that I want to do. So look out for those in the near future. They will happen, hopefully. Michael Henkin, a great question. Now, that's kind of a trick question in the sense that there are 6 total actors who played Ricky Jr. And so it's a loaded question in the sense of, well, which one do you want me to tell you? There's 6 of them. However, if you're talking about season 6 and Ricky learns to play the drums, Keith Thibodeau, or Thibodeau, I don't know how to say it. But I just say Richard Keith because that was actually his stage name. And so that was one in season 6. And I make a whole video on that. Take a look. I have a video on Little Ricky and the 6 actors. So, yeah. Linda, Dick Van Dyke Show I have watched. I never got into the show myself. So probably not, at least for right now. But I never rule anything out because later I could discover shows and so forth and do that. I mean, my eventual thing is to do all of these great shows and bring them to you guys. So, you know. Yeah, Barbara Pepper was definitely Lucy's close friend. She appeared in more than 10 episodes. She was, yes, as well as, who else? Frank Nelson and Charles Lane and Bennett Green. Bennett Green and Louis Nicoletti probably appeared more than any other supporting character on I Love Lucy. People don't know that. And people, if I tell you Bennett Green and put you 4 random faces, most people won't know who he is, but he was Desi stand-in. And there's so many great people. Hazel Pierce, she was another great individual. She was in tons of episodes, more than 10 for sure. She was a huge, huge extra. Scott, I have thought about stuff like that in terms of tension and so forth. However, I have to be cautious with that because a lot of people watch my stuff are Lucy fans, and if you notice, I've never done an episode on their divorce. It's not a denial of it. It's just saying that at least my channel tries to focus on positivity, and some people see that as type of a negative or a lull in their life, you know, a low point in their life. And I don't know, maybe eventually, I don't know. I'm not ruling it out, but for right now I'm trying to keep it positive and trying to keep what there's so many topics, and so absolutely. Let me see, Nicholas, did you see when the I Love Lucy cast appeared on Bob Hope's show when Desi played Fred and Bob played Ricky? No, that is unusual. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Yeah, 23, Effie Garcia in the Vitamina Benjamin. Do you know what she was drinking? Yes, apple pectin. Apple pectin. And, oh, Audrey said it. There we go. I didn't see you say that. But yeah, and it's funny because I read that and I didn't know what apple... I'm guessing it's type of like, not like an applesauce, but more like an applesauce in a liquid form more than in like a thick form. So, I don't know. I've you know, I don't go to the store and buy some apple pectin. But yeah, so it obviously there was no alcohol in there and that was all acting. And so that was great. Oh, thank you, Charles. Yes. I was mowing my lawn, fell, and the lawnmower right over my head and took it all off. Yep. Oh, thank you, Charles. Yes, my lips look healed. I have to stay away from picking at them because my lips get dry, and so they get dry in certain weather and so forth, especially in summer. And so they're like rough, and I pick at them, and you know, not good things to do. You know, Reynaldo, I'm kind of with you. The Lucy Desi rift, it's important, I would say, because it obviously affected their lives, and but you know, I don't know. I exactly. Oh, I'm sorry. Usually I turn my phone off, and usually I don't get calls, but you're doing the live stream because I turn it low, but I didn't turn it low. That was my mama, and my mama knows I'm live streaming, so I'll have to talk to her later. Because right now, this is more important. Okay. Yeah, it's not what they... Yeah, I'm absolutely with you, Reynaldo. I don't think Lucy and Desi should be remembered for their divorce, if that makes sense. It's not right. I don't think it's right to their talent, to their work. And so, hopefully that makes sense to all of you. I think Reynaldo hit it right on the head. Why I'm avoiding covering it right now. And again, there's so much to cover, which is like I want to focus on their talent, on their work. Their divorce has nothing to do with their talent and their work, if that makes sense. That's their personal life. As well as the feud. Now, somebody say the feud between Fred and so forth. But I think that is something that, you know, their divorce is very obvious. You can go look it up. But the feud you don't really know about. And I think that also added to the characters. That was something that was going on during the show. So yeah, anyway, that's just my thoughts. That's my thoughts. Think the positive for me. That works. Celebrate that. I'm with you. That's what I strive to make my channel every single day. A day of positivity. And yeah, here and there I made my, you know, CBS video. I should call it like CBC, something else. Video or my last video. Because I want to keep you guys informed. And to be honest with you, if ever like I have a loss in my family or anything, it's going to be on this channel. And I'm going to let you guys know. And I might take a few days off of not posting. And I hope you guys understand that. Because I had a year where I had like 4 family deaths literally in a year. Every 3 months, someone passed away. It was a hard year. And I don't want to just disappear and be like, Rick, did you just abandon it? And so unfortunately, I'm going to have to post certain things of my life on here. Not everything. But I hope you guys understand that. And if you haven't subscribed, if you haven't looked at my second channel, go ahead and do that. It would really mean a lot to me. And you guys are awesome. Yeah, Casey, I'm with you. There's a difference between Ricky and Lucy and Desi. And I usually venture to focus more on Lucy and Ricky, as well as sometimes I refer to him as Desi. Like, Desi was a smart, you know, businessman. But I think he should be remembered for that. And, his 3-camera setup work, I mean, he should be lauded, L-A-U-D, you know, L-A-U-D-E, lauded for that. So, absolutely. Andy, did you know that creator Jess Oppenheimer did not want the show to go through season 5? I know that he left after season 5. The cheese episode was his last episode, I believe. Yeah, so when they started filming 6, he was not there. I think, to me, the scripts weren't bad. They were just different. They felt different. They were a different flavor. It's like if I go eat an apple pie somewhere and I love it, and then I go across the country and eat apple pie. It's still apple pie, but it tastes different. You're like, what happened to it? It's maybe good, or, you know, I don't think they met up to the first 5 seasons. It's just my thoughts. Yeah, Cheebs, I do. I definitely want to do videos on the I Love Lucy books that I've received. Again, there's literally, how can I explain this to you guys? I have my booklet filled of ideas for videos. I literally have more ideas And the hardest part is making the videos, doing the research, editing, converting, rendering, and uploading on YouTube. So all that is harder than everything else. So material I have, don't worry about that. The thing is just pumping it out, and I also do gaming. That's my other love, and it's on here. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Oh, there's little Ricky playing the drum. He's going two, 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 two. Oh, well, thank you, Rob. I appreciate that. And it's nice to feel loved by people who the show impacted so much. And I'm one of those. And, you know, I could easily be told, you know, you don't know anything. You're not, you know, you're not. I don't know. People, it's very powerful when a group of people support a person, because it validates the work that they do. Boom, look at that articulation. I was struggling so much, so I needed that. Applause for myself. Those are the words I needed. It validates your work. And I appreciate that you guys understand that even a 3-minute video could take 5 or 6 hours to make. It could take a couple days to make. And it might seem like, oh, just 3 minutes, but no, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. And so I appreciate that. Pinky Eucerin cream and dab on your lips. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. There's coconut oil. There's the lip balm stuff. I won't get into all that stuff, but I usually don't like to put icky stuff on my face, but I probably should. Anyway, getting back to the topics at hand. Desi left us with a contribution to the world and paved the way for others, Latin America. Yes, I would say that for minorities as well. All these Latino actors who say, hey, you know, Desi was amazing, and I don't know, it's just really cool, you know, the barriers that this show broke. I think even Bill Frawley, being a very much older individual, being brought into the show, you know, his career wasn't doing well, and he was older, and he thought at 64, maybe I'm done. I mean, maybe I'm, you know, vaudeville's done, who's gonna want to watch me? And the fact that he was called on the show, you know, with someone younger, Vivian, who was in theater and so forth, and Lucy, who was kind of starting her career, and Desi, who didn't really have a career. He was an orchestra leader. I mean, that's very different from this. And so, I don't know, it's just really, really interesting how all of them broke barriers, if that makes sense, in many different fields. Oh, Reynaldo, have I looked through my quote book? Oh man, there's so many quotes. You mean like Lucy quotes? There's things that stick out at me, like when Ethel says, "Fat old Fred, my fat old Freddy," or something like that. Or when, you know, Fred says, "I had rice thrown at me on one of the darkest days." I mean, stuff like that. I think that stuff is hilarious. Alec, great question about Hazel Pierce. I think you asked that before, but it's good trivia. It's good trivia. So I think we answered it, but let's see if people remember. Where's the only time Hazel Pierce spoke on the show? Very, very cool. Casey, that's funny. Someone told me that you can't be an expert on a topic unless you have a PhD. Absolutely not. No. No. I'll just say that. I was in the field of education, and I would tell you people with PhDs are teaching other stuff who don't know what the heck they're talking about. And some PhDs who are very intelligent and smart, and some people who have no high school education, and they create one of the biggest companies in the world. People who didn't go to college, like Steve Jobs and so forth. So yeah, don't listen to everything people say. If we did that, then we wouldn't do anything great, I think. Let me see here. Yep, the first interracial couple on TV for sure. I think it wasn't that shocking though, because of course skin color, yeah, black and white, they look very similar. And yeah, he did have an accent. But when I was a little kid, I don't remember Desi having an accent. Like, I noticed it, but as a kid, I didn't care. Like, it's like I had this little truck when I was a little kid with a little motor, and it went I knew it made a sound, but I didn't care that the sound was really loud. And everyone was like, that was a really annoying sound that thing made. Not that he's annoying, But the thing is, when I was a little kid, when I was 4 or 5, 10 years old, I didn't really think about his accent, and I just thought he was funny. Like, you know, that was him. And so I think that alludes to the fact of, you know, little kids don't really pay attention to that stuff, and maybe that's what we adults should do. Oh, Reynaldo, your favorite quote is when Lucy asks the maid, Mrs. Porter, what she wants to be called. Mrs. Porter. Oh, yes. Yeah. See, there's such good quotes in this. Fat old fuddy-duddy, that's a good one. That is a good one. Yeah, you didn't notice his accent either. Yeah, for sure. You'll never shop for my poultry. And he says it in like a gruffy thing, and his face moves and stuff. It's hilarious. And now they're upset. They're fighting with each other because of the whole rent situation. Little Ricky being super loud. And then them going, out, 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 out. I love that Ricky line where he tells everyone just to leave. Yeah, I think we notice as we get older and we start being exposed to all these things in the world, we're like, oh yeah. I was like, he's Cuban? The last thing I would have thought. Like, I don't know. I know he speaks Spanish, but the thing is, here's the thing. I used to speak Spanish at home, and I used to know TV mostly was English and so forth, and so, yeah, and when he spoke Spanish, I was like, I understand that. That's all. Like, I didn't think he was, like, Spanish, meaning of Spanish heritage, Cuban, and so forth. Yeah, so the actress got Mrs. Porter, oh, goodness, Velma, no, not Velma, Verna Felton. Verna Felton. She was the, did you guys know this? I think it's in my trivia. It's a Donald Duck. She was married to the guy who did Donald Duck. Very, very cool. Very, very cool stuff. The original Donald Duck. Yeah, and she did a couple voices too. She was the fairy godmother. She was a Disney voice actress. Oh, wait, excuse me. Or was she? No. Did I say Donald Duck? I'm sorry. I didn't mean Donald Duck. I meant Pluto. Wait. I'm confused. I'm going to have to look that up because I feel now a little bit embarrassed. Let's see. Verna Felton. Give me 1 second, guys and gals, because again, I'm like I told you, I like to keep things as accurate as possible. Lee Miller, he was Lee Miller. Come on, Lane the Tramp. Who was he? Let me see. Let me see. Lee Miller. Lee Millar. A.R. Lee Miller did the voice of. Goodness gracious. Who did he do the voice of? Voice actor. There we go. So he also had a son, Lee, and he was also on I Love Lucy, which is really, really interesting. Anyway, I have to look at that because I can't find it on here. Oh, Mickey, when he called Mickey, that was awesome. Yeah, you guys know about that. You guys know about all the people's voices. Lee Miller Sr. Oh, jeez. How did I not know this, guys and gals? Let me see. He was born there. No, not this guy. It keeps showing me his son. The guy who was like, dinner with Ricky and Lucy in that episode. So he was a voice actor as well. He did a lot of radio and so forth. Disney fandom. Ugh. Lee Miller Sr. There we go. There we go. It was Pluto. Pluto. There we go. Lee Miller Sr. was the voice of Pluto. He was married to Verna Felton, the maid, in I Love Lucy. Does that make sense? There we go. Sorry for the mix-up. Sorry for the mix-up. I said Donald Duck. That was incorrect. That was incorrect. You like the line, Scott, when Lucy and Ethel considered charm school and Ethel asked Lucy if it will work for her, and Lucy retorts, yes. Sorry, I can't read right now. Yes, it says right here, we work miracles. Yes, that's a good one. Yeah, so a lot of these, remember, a lot of these guys and gals, they were friends. So Lucy was literally next door neighbors with Jack Benny. And so they would get together and they would talk, and I'm sure they would talk about actors. My dad gets together and talks to other mechanics, and they talk about cars and certain cars that are better than others and so forth. Same thing. They might work with an actor and be like, did you work with this guy? Yeah, he's horrible. Did you work with this guy? Oh, he's awesome. This lady, she was spectacular. You should have her on her show. And so that's what happens. And so that's why a lot of these actors and actresses go back and forth between these shows. So very, very cool. Yes, guys. Lee Millar, Leemillar Jr. If you look him up, he was in a few episodes. So if you remember the episode, I have to look it up. I want to get the name. Not Mine's a Baby. Where is it? Lucy's Envious. Not that one. Equal Rights. Goodness, I'm having a little bit of a brain issue here. Let's see, where is that episode? The Phipps foam mattress episode. Remember that one? Phipps department store, and they doing a commercial. Well, the guy who introduces, the guy who's with Harvey Cromwell. There we go. The younger guy. Yep. Steam engines always pump when he pushes a heavy load. See, stuff like that I think is golden. It's Fred. I keep thinking, who writes for Fred? I know it's all, but these writers are writing for, like, of course you have, you know, Bob Carroll, and you have Madeline Davis, and Jess Oppenheimer as well, and even Desi did some help with some of the writing. And the idea that these individuals could write for 4 different actors who are very different, male, female, and make it work, and they're so consistent, is awesome. I think it's one of the best things ever. Okay. Charles, what is your favorite line? That's a switch. This time the bowl will be full of Lucy. Oh no, I didn't read the episode. I didn't read the info on the episode. Thank you. You guys keep me in check. Thank you for that. Let me take a look at this. Oh no, give me 1 second. Sorry about that, everyone. I have a little doggy child I always have to take care of. When I hear him acting up or doing something not supposed to do, I have to leave. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, yeah, let me read on that episode. Wow. Today is like just one of those days. Okay. So, this episode, which is almost finishing right here, they're still arguing with the drum here in Lucy's kitchen. Little Ricky learns to play the drums. October 8th, 1956, episode 157, filmed on a Thursday, June 28th, 1956. The rating share is 47.8 out of 65. You have Richard Keith and Mrs. Trumbull, Elizabeth Patterson. And that's pretty much it. Yep, that's pretty much it. There's no other facts on that, but it's an interesting episode. Absolutely. Okay. How many times did Lucy pull her face into an ew? Oh man, too many to count. I've never counted them, but it's just so many. It would be nice to really know how many they are. I'm sure you guys know it. I'm sure someone out there knows it. The feds were at my door, Reynaldo. Yes. The Men in Black, as they call them, right? Arthur, can you believe Lucy was the first show to go into syndication because people thought who'd want to watch shows after there aired no shows before oh, I can't read. Can you believe Lucy was the first show to go into syndication because people thought who'd want to watch shows after... Oh, gotcha. So reruns. Yeah. The first syndicated show in reruns. Absolutely. Who would want to watch shows again? And people miss stuff. You know, not everyone's at home Thursday night or Friday night to watch a show because they would go out because there's not tons of stuff to do other than TV. But if you had to go somewhere, you missed the show. You had work and you'd never see it again. Ever. Like, there was no DVDs, there was no internet, there was no VCRs, there was nothing like that. And so the idea was that, yeah, let's show these again, and people started watching them even though they had seen them, and became something cool. Honeymooners also went to reruns as well, one of the first. I can't say which is the first because I know very little about the Honeymooners myself. Let me turn this around. Hopefully you guys are being hopeful as always. I'm still looking at my cookie. I'm looking at it like I want to bite. So yeah, guys and gals. Well, the episode has finished. If you have any other questions, I'll be on for 5 or 10 minutes more. We're not even at an hour yet, so I will have to eat lunch and go a little bit, but I think I'm having a lot of fun here. Not that I don't. I always do have a lot of fun. And so, but sometimes I'm super hungry, and I could hold out for another 5 to 10 minutes. Yes, Desi equals genius. That is for sure. Oh, Cheeps, awesome. You know, that's a great question, and I don't know why people don't ask me more. Ricknineg. It's obviously not my real last name. It's a stage name, I guess you can say. What made you pick it? I'm going to have to make a video on this eventually when more people care, meaning I don't think really many people care. Some of you do. But I'll tell you right now the story. When I was 8 years old, this was back in 98, I believe, if the math works out correctly, or 96 or something like that. Let's just say 98. And my dad was like, Rick, you are an 8-year-old and you should have an email. Well, no, school was like, we want to start emailing people. Literally the first email I had to send to my music teacher. I don't know why. It was some assignment or something. So we had to pick a name, and my dad was like, pick a name. I was really into airplanes. I still am, but I was obsessed with airplanes and jet fighters and things like that. And so finally my dad was like, pick a name. I don't know what to pick. I don't know what to pick. An 8-year-old. So I thought, how original. Rick, right? And then he's like, well, you just can't do Rick. And he's like, something else. And so I was remembering the fighter jets, the Blue Angels, when they fly. The planes are so fast, and when they make turns, the physics has them pull certain G's. You know, when you go on a roller coaster, it's like 2 or 3 G's. They pull up to 9 G's. 9G, Ricknineg. And so I wanted to be a fighter pilot who pulled 9 G's, who flew faster and farther and higher than anyone. And you may say, well, you know, that's when you were 8 years old. And so I kept that email. I still have that email. Ricknineg. And the interesting thing is, when I want to do YouTube, I want to pick something different. And I stuck with Ricknineg. And now it's taken on a new meaning of the idea of I want to reach with this channel farther and further for myself. Like, it's a personal goal. And I want to remain hopeful and, you know, the best of the best. I want to strive to be the best of the best for you guys, for my channel, for the content, for everything. And so, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, so great question, Cheebs. Absolutely. Inebriated. I read that toward the end of I Love Lucy, but Desi and Lucy came into the set inebriated. I can't say yes or no. On the other hand, I've never heard of that. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. Doesn't mean it did happen. I don't know. So absolutely, I can't give an answer to that. All right, well, thank you for loving my story. I appreciate that. I will see you guys and gals next time. I'm going to go eat. It is nearly... Yeah, we've been on here for an hour. Just a few things, guys and gals. Thank you so much for loving and supporting my channel, for watching my videos. In case you want to take a look at the mugs, ricknineg.com. In case you want to be up to date on what I'm doing in videos and so forth, don't forget to visit my Facebook page. Links are all in the description. My Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. So thank you so much, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, and be hopeful. Be hopeful as always. Don't forget.